Don't see about this, my mom, you know, Joy Power 97.9. We share live on TV XYZ, Radio XYZ 93.1 in Brussels and Modua. Yabwa one from my gun and Tokonia Bomi, the son was here, no Siabremo, can Kasiebo, and say paying out for your studio, here 1 number 37th Street to Sue, and an important more Volta Power 94.1, Ewo Global FM, Ewo Sharp FM, or Takra, then Shrum FM, one Crown Quanta, Boom FM, or Kasiebo, Ewo Jessica, Timantam, Nemujina, 107.7, Ewo Sam Pananum, 92.5 for Ghost Western Radio, Ewo Lembele KFM, or Pazangligi FM, or Bole Rich FM, Ewo Asim for Su, High Radio, and so Kasiebo, Ewo Bechemuti Radio, or Dambai, and an importable Wimpa Sampa Windy FM, Pussigan, and importable Kasiebo, and you may want more be Buru FM, Ewo Sunyane Sunset Radio, so Kasiebo, Ewo Yoso, and an importable Yan support 89.9, and so Shama, and you may want maybe a movie this year 80 Biatom local FM as I said trends my Elembelevin C Radio and the TV Ewo Dunkwa on a thing, and when you na Kasiebo, one more Ekrami, Yakobi Maswa, Apple 68 FM of Virginia, Dicey Radio, or Italy, and for Radio, Ewo Pari, G Live Radio, UK, OPD Radio, Ewo UK, Loud Silence TV, at time I will share live, Ewo USA, and the Monte, so Monte TV, and Digger Boston, so was so, yeah, with me a dear chi, Ewo, Eba, internet, so online, Swa, Ubenya, or Radio SM online.com, tune in here 97.9 FM, my XYZ online.com, Ubeko, and sending in I Kuche, Ubenya Binwa Kenka, Oko Facebook, a dear chi, Ewo Power 979 FM, TV XYZ, Radio XYZ, Oko YouTuber, a XYZ broadcasting information center, said the idea ma, woman you know, cry, Kasiebo will be, and then you mean somewhere they ban a door, so the Marcoteno, even say.
Ganaman Penny, Adia to a my ahodo, and some modern share, not to say press freedom no, ma among car and share.
Nanumwa and what ya tuja, ya was a bibri more mind penny force one more hair, as a bremo no near money be ya, one was a shadow born, woman when you saw, and was a pay a mebun teach you, or must send me the Semicon kind.
Sanso and a Ghana and forces, Adia to just say, somebody, your more share, say, as some job to me, I you may peacekeeping, and no more conamum no, as some question, Branaka Saono, a bear you my elbow couldn't impart him. And a Kusaug traditional council, no one said the crat PJS say, a was I Jubra was from Jimapa, and then what the elbow couldn't mountain so. Saso and MPP Mayokono at the Quadu elbow a ban way or to say. Omo yashi and hands so just say and no omo je credit a fab ben kumnifa omo in chile mu aba.
And no net wa Western Russia begin so say Ghana man penira John Dramani Mahama and a bedi doctor Professor Nana Jeno Pokwajima womo boy and hoba eseba womo ben omo behwe no mate ma bank na abusmi nsu nie ma bank no we hefa
Saso and MPP Mayokono ejrem say 2028 in penyin said am penyin ka no omo sha ase aburunsuo ntam mani akoko and into apese oginemu na preman penyin di bia e o Mayokono mu no na say 100 million no fabra na baje krata
and cranny so baby ayera e was a shinin important mo me ka say the attention pa ya ba sa hwebuako and an important mo nyasem ketu e be ko sansem mi mu
Saso na kopie mu e wo aye fata man senior high school so headmistress or that school na no chem say niam ankoye and into osra ban aso ye hwe mesuan sam so momboa na school no entimi enko nanim
adesima mansebo ani afoforo pino aka ho anwume ya de somo se no si abremo Kasiebo anwume ko bia dama eno mobo ye chidom
ya de aseda mahaksa aye meshane ne capsules aye edo atahwe se de kun osab modinya binom na NCAC Saso and let's talk educational consult Medimosis Clinic and Process Center and so can be Solar Natural Clinic ebu chidom and afa 3P Galak Mr me pacho modian so benye bia no na etimi NCAC ye kama na abo Ruta Natural Product so can be Ostek Real Estate me pacho ton sasisi adan na etimi mbo Saso na Power Specialist Herbal Hospital can be Little George Hair Shop Tamakom 5 Mensaka promo Saso and MTN me pacho SIM card no ne bo enko achi bia 10 cities efe yisem so omudi bi aba Saso and Spanish garlic mission ne capsules eso esuemu de dendi Kasiebo no yade ebra musabiri
yani ayatena se anwumre esomo Kasiebo mu eyeme ama poma checheku mene
akuya Krantema.
Usiafa Kasiebo ni munchemo emamo na enejumadi Kasiebo akoso we 13th high level dialogue ye kasadi afa keba min kebia no democracy hunagani ye mampeni yera John Dramani Mahama no wo senkite odie na se ho ena ode atodwa wasre bibre mama mu mpanifo anim se kasa na doso se koba se ebre biba ni ye kebia memmo no ye hyebo akese ne ye ba ye be se ni ade e de ama ye hwese ye be ma actions wa de nye kasa ne kekene mum adwuma ne tato sa no eboa ema enipa hunu sampa asomasi obenti a wodi ani mo ha no yade a wo boy papa wo che ne wo hwe eye ade hye dodo na ye wa bibiem titi ne mabunu ne ewom no a wo mani ada ho pa na wo mani nso abrese ko se bo hya hodo abehye nyina na wo so hwe na odi so ne senti obesere ese ye kwa ani mu ano enkoye Ghana nkwa na emu mabibire mu nyina no amampanimfo no hwe se wo mo nsem ni bia ye a wo mo ka na enkoye kasa keke na emu mo de adwuma ebe batato.
That unity is our historical imperative and our most effective instrument for achieving justice and prosperity. The Ghanaian people remain committed to building a continent where no one is left behind and every voice is heard and valued. Yet, we must be honest. This dialogue cannot afford to become another ceremonial event filled with lofty speeches but void of action. Our citizens are watching and waiting. Our young people comprise the majority of our population and are growing increasingly impatient. They are not asking for charity, they demand fairness, they demand opportunity and a stake in our continent's future. Civil society is mobilized, our diaspora is engaged, and our institutions, though still evolving, are increasingly bold and ready to deliver. We must rise to the occasion, not with rhetoric, but with clear action.
Mampeni yera John Dramani Mahama ne yetene nkane no chine nkraba etrese African Union Executive Council no name wo magye atomo ama eye reparation bodies mienu die ye kase wono mo hwe na wo di hu adwuma etu hu na mo na nyina bepie mo ewo nkitawodie ya ekoso no ase na ehon so Ghana mampeni agina so abompanimfo ya baso sa na montu a wo matue mu abusia sa ne no eye krado ebebo ama mwatibi.
Ya twaso na yadaswa ewo eye dwumedie koso enemu na wasa dwumedie kro na ase na Ghana mampanyi yewura John Dramani Mahama edi tudwa na osrese bi mampanyimfo a etise etie nenya akwanja eba dwumedie na ase nyina mukọ mukrom a omeso mbe ya dwuma aboa sebeye na ensantwere dwuma ya ensantwere dwuma nko a obi bia wo menim no betimi enya akwanja kana boso asem omra ese nyime bi enkan nhye anase yenya mbre bi emfata de okase na ese baba chew mire bi atwa kase anopa ne agina pono ano ne ahwe okora ye humbongo ade asimu bi sa na ese yenya kwanka ye boso asem yenya kwankyera ya dwene osi eno no enya de betimi aboa eni nti omo hwe se betimi ayembra ade nhye egu na kwema obi betimi akasa wo mbra ye ntata no ye no pam no na ese nkwachi no nkọ baabia na ese ye nhwe se eno no betimi ayadwuma se be na timemufo nso no ese omo fa hodie ne ne wo so munya nyina no omo se betimi aka wo mbra obia entetiomo ochire mu se sa wo hwa enya de akabi maminkabi betimi aye adwuma wo mbia ye anakuro anampo omanya ese hu ahye nipa so a yentimi enka asam anasempo no yentimi enkyere ya dwene ewo eye akwambia so entimi emba da odesansem nyina tudwa ewo 13th high level dialogue on democracy dwumadia omoye ewo eye nkran na wo hwa na nyina so mo hwe se kemamka betimi akoso yentietie nipa fa wudie so na fete sabre na so no amamu papa etimi akoso ewo abibi memu agise dwumadie no nipa bebre na nya akwanya de omani onyam so ebetai achi ebi na wo hwe team anabotaya na esi amampanyimfo ni so mehia ya omkyem se wo so mo hwe na justice right anafe reparation nyina no etimi eye adwuma eboa sebeye na amano betimi akomanim ewo sa akwanya no so nsema Ghana mampanyi yewura John Dramani Mahama edi tudwa ewo eye sansam no no moma yentie bi.
Let this not be another declaration left on paper. Let it be a living mandate for action. Secondly, I urge this dialogue to take a firm stand on the need for legally binding frameworks across all member states to safeguard our civic space. We must protect the right to organize, to protest and participate. We must preserve the freedom of the press, The voices of the youth and our women and marginalized groups must be heard and protected. Democracy cannot thrive in the presence of fear or repression. The legitimacy of our governments depend on the inclusion of all our people. Governments must exist for all our people and not just a few.
Na we aya nsema che se Ghana mampanyi ade to dwa na se omano mampanyimfo no hodia na so mu gina ema omamu ni nyina nipa kuma bi kakra bi se yenchenyi da bi wo se hwe se obi bia owo manim anakronim no se betimi anya na somdwe na che se nkanko perepere na etimi aboa na eno achi ena osanso esre se obenya pasa se bia mayo nsem ene se de se nipa timam asetena mu nsem etimi akọ se de wo se nipa aye dia wo se nia wo se ye wo se no anka beka se Ghana ha anka NCC fo adwuma no omutimi akire na ni nyina timi ekoso na kura yenhwemwa se bewura eye humasuom ni ade na eno so nhye ahodo nyina no etimi aboa awo hwane so de yokae ebi eni.
Equally important is the need to prioritize political education as a pillar of state building. Widespread civic disengagement is not simply a matter of apathy, it is often the result of exclusion, mistrust, and systemic failure. And therefore, we must integrate political and civic education into our school curriculum. We must encourage public engagement through national dialogues and community platforms. And we must ensure that our democratic institutions speak a language our citizens understand and trust. Democracy must be more institutional. It must not be just institutional, it must be relational. It must be rooted in the daily lives, experiences, and expectations of our people.
Na we aya Ghana mampanyi na isa osrem TNCC adwuma awasam ye ne we adamabam etoda bia na madwuma ne ehusu ye niemei ni nyina mo na wasam kyerɛkyerɛ na mko schools mu enei yambo akura na nwurawura schools no kalkala mu na yentimi nkyerɛkyerɛ na se atiatie ye ni atemamu ne wasaw ye ni mpanyimfo wasaw mu ye na eboa na kyesaman no ewima nyina yetimi akue eno bi na Ghana mampanyi ade tudwei.
Na wajumade na sene na soafo ohwa na ne ehon nsem so yera samolo kujeto ablakwa no wase bi na akwanya ba ya wo kasa no e no de atudwa so no besere bibrem amampanimfo sa de ba ko hia no de na kuma so sie nyina ebehwe ese adehye fa ahodie ne yentietia so na bra no bra ne ebehwe se wo mo fa ahodie ne yebema wo ho kwan na adwuma wo so mo die no mo de adi ne pepepe na boanso ame atumi akoya nimo wo se ne ye ho akohia se bibima mo mpanimfo nyina behia na mo hyeso adwen dia fa kwan papa ebefa so akebima menkebe ebetumi ada ne ho no na yehwese enipa binum nso akwan bi so ya ye nam tietie omo fa ahodie so ye ma wo makwanya e ma wo ntumi enkansem ni bia e wo so no ka na eboa me etenetene ho e wa kwanya sanyina so no ye no so amampanimfo behwe na wo mo etu ho na mo se de be ya da che ye koye nimo no ye betumi ahwe ne abosa ne ma no ho eban wo to so e no de atudwa kire hia esese nkita odi ene akoso no empanimfo ebehwe na wo mo tu ho na mo no kira wo gidie mapa e wo nkita odi ene akoso enimu se ebeboa ma bibrem amampanimfo ene wo mo akeka ho nyina no wo mo besi gina ye e kwan papa wo mo ehwe afaso aboase de be ya dodo no ane ye betumi atie na afi nso eba atentere ne nso a ye betumi ada ne ho adi wo miamia hodo na afi ke mame nkebe no so enko ese ne senti na bia ye jeja ye ho amane ma fa ase ne mum ye de ma etoto na kwa mu se de se efata dwumadie kro ya ase ene wo de sanse mitudwa.
We aspire for this conference to go beyond conventional dialogue. May it provide a distinguished platform for the exchange of innovative ideas, facilitate open and sincere discussions, and cultivate a collective commitment to nurturing an African continent where rights are respected, voices are heard, justice is upheld, the democratic dividend is consciously harnessed, and opportunities are created for the many and not the few. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we must do this mindful of the global backdrop where efforts to address such matters in international circles have often been hampered by a lack of political will, moral courage, and oftentimes outright resistance by our detractors to this conversation.
Abusia we yera Samuel okujeto ablakwa wono yesoafo ya wohwe amanane ene ho nsensem so.
ya twaso na ya bohwi na yakọ bambo nsem na yakọ boko yekodu boko de ne no Ghana Armed Forces ade atudwa na omachirem se ne no so ma fa omuko no nkaka nyina ekwa akohwe aboban ewo boko na eban nko na omukohwe abo na momkohwe se embra no so no betimi aye adwuma ewo boko ene ne mpatemu na asumdwe mapa etimi akose sanse nyina nim se be na anu ntem se boko de enya de se eye asomofia adwo makraman so enya dabre ewo ho na se tweka tuo na atoto na nkwade se bia ntokwa ekuro mu nhye denti ase enim abakwasem ofa ho no na se di osi so ekuom ya eninti no na se ya nieme bia ensem fata na ban sei no na se commander in chief aye opanyimpe se Ghana Forces oda no yewura John Dramani Mahama ahye se asrafo memamba sorry na se omtiti bindi omundu ntem honhwe se be na se asumdwe betimi aboa na aba omanfo a ewo aye boko ne ntem ho na atimi aboa ye paisanse nansen se de se nipa bianya tuo na omdidi ahim na je se omde tete nipa basabasa sadia sabio omote burofre no omosi ni nyina no anya de so metena se na bibisa na timi akoso bi kura se de midi kan kai no na se asam no kuro no mo hwe na nsu etu akasa na se watimi afima na se wafirimu ni nyina no anya de a se bontom kohwe na sadia bokonko akakra bi ni mpatemu etete Ghana asumdwe no omotimi ayehu bibi na etimi aboa na mekase kopiemu awo boko a na se ayetimemufo ni omanfo nyina no womo stress omo bei no so mmodi hu se omo ba mu nti na omo ba behwe sa asumdwe betimi aye adwuma omo ba abebo ban akere ban ewo aye boko ne mpatemu eni nti omo hwe so nyina no omo benya kasubom kama no ma boa corporate se be na se botenti a omo ba boko no ebetimi akoso ade amomo a se ni nyina no etimi aboye pa na chesa ansa na asrafo no beko no panyimpe so odi omonim eye Major General Lawrence Kojo Gbatano ene samtrofo akasaye na sadio mukan yenko na yenko tiebi
period we all noted that the situation developed in the Bawku general area and its outlying areas, and there's a need for us to sanitize the place. For this time around, we all know that reviewed to peace enforcement, and the curfew also reviewed starting at 1400 hours to the following morning 0600 hours. That gives the military the leverage to actually undertake some specific operations over there to sanitize the area. But before then, the Ghana Army, and for that matter the Ghana Armed Forces, started some preparation for a training exercise that was supposed to be held in this area. So just before the weekend, actually troops started moving to the exercise area, and then the mobilization started. And it was around the same weekend that the situation developed in the Bawku general area. So as a professional Ghana Army and then the Ghana Armed Forces, with troops mobilized for training exercise, we just reviewed that training exercise to get the troops redeployed for this real operation to deal with the situation that has emerged at the Bawku general area regarding the killings that we experienced over the weekend. This time around, we have marshaled enough of our forces from Southern Command, Central Command to join their colleagues in Northern Command, and we have enough formidable force to undertake whatever operations we have in Bawku and any other area that we assess.
Na jasa we ayembrace Ghana Armed Forces ekodu aye Bawku ne mpata mawia no enkomo bi na mutine se Major General Kwaku Gbatanu na yatene nka no na yenko amano so na yane ya na musini Atonko Idrisu entwen komne mi sanse omo ba ye no ehonsam atese omo sama dade moda no mienu meboa yesi akodo sebio se o mane ma menda no ono nso bibi mpa no ho Atonko so temenka mama wadwumo akwaba
Major Somini Abana imbe.
Yo, ma mimbusa se asrafo ebe aye no eho no etesen.
Sir, mene okasa asrafo be pie Bawku hanum enyamo amuhu bida timamofo ne hu bida Bawku a ene na eme omuhu yi. omo appearance omo di wura Bawku time no kra omo ka say nom yin no kra nom yin nanso number kubo prime pepe na hu so dia di America kiti omo ko sie na ehun say military ne ba no omo de jet fighters you know ebo e ka ho so omo petrol ewo iwiem na cars no so omo timi bombo de kokko mia basa ye eta SCC no omo ko Sabungari eko Misiga eko Patelimi eko Possum these are areas basa ba Bawku ya na sunje ensheda any areas way na kona na omo eko no omo ensifu omo bedru Bawku na yesa fe na be afrafo na ode omo aba no echechi omumu enti na commander Mkanala Okruma odidi convoy no ede omo cheche be dia eso mo ko be dia eso mo continue omo chemo kan mi santi petrol no etimi eko so na se me no ka say boni dia ansi na petrol omo akwa ba be si sa be ya me no ka so ti mamofo obia ehye dem a omo tie ni eko we can only hear so betimi ati say cars me etwem ani ya soldier for any jet fighters ni no mo ojum petrol we ni amanbo a efi haramo
mami mbusa se awia na munya nkwohye dem no na je se eye timamufo no ede na mo ka ede na mo kire na eba na nwuma sam so a obi atimi kɔ na dwuma so a na se ende yesemo nantem tinu munya nkwakora
yo ana ewia ampe bombo den eko ehwe kromu na ekwa ni nim se oba enti ewia kromu na ene ye Bawku market day egada na ye ni jadifo edidi nkomo edini mo asema na mo kan se omo pa abana chew omo nim se emra wodi abeto na se case na wodi abeto omo so no eye kwan a omo fa so ebesisi asema eda omo esu edini mo kire se emma na eba ni se na emma na mo han bre mba ka na wo han because ntoka ya kun enye emma na ekon emma na ekon na asotwe bi so ba so a ya na esimba no so opia bontensa bia okoton ade okobie store no waton ade a o wa hihye wo no mawie eteta ma so cycle fee odi America obedu fie no ontimi so nya aduane ne asende we nti akoyese ahọ bia aba na woni se ha na nsuota etonti ayese bulo a omudika edu na aba omototo abulo ni biton omototo abulo ni bi eton ne se abulo ucha ne se na wo toto na se omantimi anto na time so na de kofi na ade pia obi amse na akoyese ase nti omo pa aba na chese yes wo musa wotre wa ni pa kunkume wa omo so mu passenger na nso osho mani na onye bizi kakra wo case ni ho ema wo
yo atongo yebedo asena yede asia nyame adom ochena yebesan abawakache na nchirechem dia ebia esi no yasanso ababaje da asena emfoni a watwa ede amana emba no esi no omunyo mukunu ne ompapa nom na ejese abusua panyimfo bia ankasa somma adwobro embra onom nyakwandu omudwa na meka se de se wo sori ni usia kwura dem ma de ni na se ebedin ohia buburo ne yakom ena se eba ntem ho nti enhwe na omoma sumdwe emra
nti yentie nsam ni bia adwadifo no omo de to atungo edriso anim
abusia be ha jene pa the most afene yaba ya hihye niema no obi nu a memeto enwo ene mole jise nipa no kodi dwa wo inside na wapiaba abeto enwo no because e bia o to na odi to niema mu a ebesa niema enti ahano mo no so kama o mo de to ade pa eye 3 4 5 mu hono satam no no mo to niema no it is at 2 o'clock if I dey hard because 2 no enye 2 o'clock exactly me be wuro mu watch at least 1:30 obesa ko nti se 1 no bo a e wo se ye pack ye niema na esa ko fie tika payfo ni betimi aye bibia afa ho ama ye paadi a ka ye ni beso
sisi a almost 2 o'clock yen koden na 2 o'clock no de enye yie kura sisi a 2 o'clock na woto buro no a wotimi na esa achina adu achina besai na sisi a ye be den aban no wonhwe adwuma no na ye oba no ti na ye
nti wey adwadefo no bi a wo mo ewo boko no ne mpotamo nkoma wo mo ne atungo edrisu edi ye ne adesede wo de to mpanefo anim se kafi no a ohye na no a ye de ato wo mo so free no mienu tu no ha adwene pa enu nti ye hwe ho asem nka ne ye bekwa ahoma no so bi mu akwa kodi nkomo baransa na ne Mercy Cratch pani a wo no so ewo boko ene ne mpotamo azuna ba Isaac wo no so akasa e de nsem bi atodwa ye TMC ye ne mrae ba ye bekwa kodi sankomo no
farmers to bear with us. Our plea is that they should bear with us so that we are able to bring the security situation under control. Once we are able to bring the situation under control and there is calmness and peace, we are good to go. Nobody wants to put curfew on anybody unnecessary. Nobody will do that. It is the situation that demands has to be able to control the situation.
Cratch penny a ojam di ma de hye wo boko na nanu matna koja ene Mercy Cratch no yera zuna ba Isaac ne ete se wono so de sanse mi eto dwa ne begina wo Kusaug na nanu matna konwa ho ne edi nkita ho sanse yenza ka penny ono ye trofo de Kusaug Traditional Council no ewa homaso yera David Adoliba ewa homaso ye ne nkasa kakra na bibi ntie be ka ne brofo. Mr. Adoliba, thanks for joining us this evening.
Thank you very much.
We hope everything is fine.
Not that fine, but we are doing well.
Okay, can you tell us what is the current situation in the Kusaug traditional area as we speak?
Well, thank you very much, and good evening to your cherished viewers and listeners. As you heard, Bawku is tensed. Businesses are grounded. The economy is not that flexible and moving well as it used to be. The change or imposition or review of the curfew from 8 to 4 to 2 to 6 in itself is problematic, and it is making businesses not to work. Nobody is able to do any meaningful activity, and so the people are not happy. The people are not able to survive. In a day, if you are able to run 1 or 2 errands, you'll be able to survive. And so it's one of the challenges we are facing as of now. But Bawku is calm. There's heavy military presence. They came in their numbers in so many vehicles. Some are on the ground walking. And the kind of heavy guns they are holding is scary. And that alone is making the place calm now as we speak.
Okay, so as the secretary to the overlord of Kusaug Traditional Council, what would you suggest to government that should be done in relation to what is currently happening, which will make the people, be satisfied with the curfew? Do you people want it from 6 to 6, or what would you suggest?
Yeah, it is prudent for people to know that it's not everything Bawku that is fighting, and if you want to consider those engaging in the conflict, they are less than 3% of the population of Bawku. We have women, we have children, we have students, we have teachers, nurses, and other workers who are coming from other areas. And so when you put in measures that negatively impact on the people, you aggravate their poverty level, and you even push others to go thinking, going in the criminal way. You see, everybody will want to survive, regardless of the situation. And so when there's curfew, and we push it, and just assume that everybody in Bawku is a criminal, everybody in Bawku is fighting, and for that matter, we don't care. At the end of the day, it will come back and bite us because there are students who are supposed to go to school. And if at the end of the day they are unable to go to school, there are people who need to survive. If at the end of the day they are unable to survive, they begin to think of other means of survival, which might be negative. So for me and the traditional council, we are calling that some level of human faith should be kept and then push the curfew back to the normal time that we used to have it. We have been in curfew for over 4 years now, and if curfew would be a measure that could change the situation, but we should have been calm long ago. And so we don't punish the vulnerable and innocent in the name of the people who are criminals and acting in that same direction.
One would say that, like you're saying, you've been under curfew for over 4 years and over, but we still see or we still hear conflicts and tensions here and there. Do you not think that this new initiative would be the problem solver? What do you think?
When justice is denied, people look for an avenue to, find justice for themselves. When people begin to lose trust in the machinery, government machinery and other actors that are supposed to support them get justice, people begin to take measures that will, at the end of the day, tend to be negative in society. I will use this opportunity to say that, yes, there has been curfew, and you are not in Bawku. I will assure you, or you can contact the security. More often is the curfew hours that the conflict is in starts. When curfew was 8, sometimes it's around 9 p.m. that the conflict starts. And so curfew is supposed to be a temporal measure. When curfew rounds up to 4 years, it means it becomes a punishment to the people. And when in real terms, within the curfew hours, people are able to perpetrate crime, it means that we need to go beyond ordinarily using measures, the same measure that may not tend to give us good results. There's a saying that if you do the same thing, you don't expect a different result. Now, the people of Bawku are fighting because of the fact that for 40 years there has been a legitimate and gazetted chief in Bawku, recognized locally, recognized by the rule of law, recognized by the House of Chiefs, Upper East, and the National House of Chiefs, where the Zuguran Bokunaba Sigiri Azoka Bugurago II served in the National House of Chiefs for 2 consecutive times. All of a sudden, we had political actors who came and started turning things and finally took somebody to Nairi to be Northeast to be installed as a rival chief, and they maneuvered and brought the person back here, and they expect the place to be calm. And so you don't push the people to the wall. You don't invite conflict to the people, then turn back and say the people are fighting. Who is making the people to fight? Why are we having a rival chief when there's a gazetted chief recognized globally? Zuguran is one of the recognized chiefs globally in this country. Why should politicians push us to this level? And so the only way we can get a better solution to this issue is when they are able to pick the so-called rival chief out of Bawku. It's only one person that is making all this brouhaha to continue to occur in Bawku. So if they take that so-called rival chief out of Bawku, peace will return.
Okay. but how? Okay. I get your point. But is with the presence of a military in Bawku, are we not assured of safety or peace in Bawku?
Yeah, I cannot deny the fact that the presence of the military in Bawku could bring assurance to the people. But you see, there has always been military in Bawku. I met the military in Bawku in the 80s, and they are still in Bawku. when you refuse to ensure that the rule of law is applied, and you sit and allow people to act with impunity, you can expect that there will be reprisal actions or activities that will have problems at the end of the day. It is about letting the world know what the truth is. You cannot impose anybody. Indirect rules brought Mampusis to Bawku to become chiefs. The people that brought them are not even governing us. They are not ruling us in Ghana again. So it is like bringing the white man again back to Ghana to come and recolonize us. The people of Kusaug are saying that we cannot be recolonized. Is that also a problem? And for over 50 years, we have ruled ourselves. How come all of a sudden in 2021, somebody decides that somebody voted me, and for that matter, I can create problem, I can inskin a chief for them, and took so many processes to inskin a chief, and now there's a problem, and the people tend to say that the people of Bawku are troublesome. Where has it happened that a traditional area is subjected to the rule of another tribe from another area? It doesn't happen anywhere. So for me, let's, as leaders of this nation, government and all the actors, let's come together and point to the main pushes that look, enough of that impunity, enough of that those criminal activities. The former president said that there's only one Bokunaba, and that is Asigiri Azoka Abu Rago, the second is Zugran. The current president says there's one Bokunaba. How come there's someone else sitting and calling himself Bokunaba, and nobody is talking to the person? Nobody is telling the person that, look, you cannot be. Nobody is telling the Mampusis that, look, allow peace to reign, you cannot be. What are we afraid of? And we call ourselves Christians and Muslims, and we are leaders, and we don't know that God has given us the people to serve them, and we will be accountable to every soul that is lost. All we know is that deploy soldiers, curfew, deploy soldiers. The soldiers are there. But when justice is not applied, the problems we are seeing will continue to exist. We are committed to the Ashanti-led mediation. I have personally been close to the meetings. I was part of the meetings with Ashanti. I admire the strategy and style that His Royal Majesty is applying. It is my prayer that he will come out with the final verdict. And together, the government and all stakeholders will enforce the laws of this country to ensure we protect lives and property. Very important.
Adoliba, thanks so much for your time this evening. We are very grateful.
I'm so grateful that you brought me on your platform.
Okay.
God bless you.
You're welcome. We see for penny attending Kenya, Yera David Adoliba, one your secretary, Edema, or Henny your war, Kusaug, and Anomatran Kunya, and the Eno Ekasa, and was some one Casan, why I need the action, which I saw for no one bebo by one baby be a year. They will no custom one Casanca or Honesian, Chilenia and Cano custom non fantre, near and 2 1 among one, and your best and empty, and near I say, and so was here, and then who says I see I chakaning, and I say, and they say, my penny that I would try more edgy to see or Bokuna Baba pe the dean or boy, no, Naman penny for flower bench with you to say, your Bokuna Baba power, no, so the crown one or boy, dear. Then your dear and tinny, my whole crime, mamma pussy for seeing for fro, or Bokuna and Potamo, and no, Anna, would you say, Aquaco Fasade with Yaba, because in February near Womo, if he said, Womat, Womo, Mujina, Womonasunti, was one word you almost so, Brana can enable you do almost Sabre and Trim, and Nadia, one Cassan, and you almost so. And to see a get to Musa, and I was here, my woman crying, and my woman do a mujuma near ye south for no one, my bayan fiafia, one, or bata honey free, is as we did say, and no. And I must say, just so mono, Abemuntin in a moya de bambo for by yes, no, says a chenia cano, Gidia will 2 for a mediation tip no more, what Gidia ma passe, and Gita would yen said there was chassis no enche, or the move verdict, and I said, so one by Bontain. Now, Otsne will be or tension would any be on him said, yes, no, Gidia ma passe, Ning now corner your 2 for, and far in Susan Swan Emrano, as some dear Ebeba, a 12 o'clock or tree baby, na some dear sweat to me, Ababocon, Team Comma, a D, and out of a bobby. No.
Yanko aye ensem from near consem from a na se nei aye adom kuma no ebo modern a friends em trofo aye nhiem je se na anya asem kuma na ohwe nhiem di ekọ na se kane so for hwe sikasam so na braso Ghana sikasam ankoye Ghana sikasam matete pansam ye na bibia boarding na lolofe boarding bibia fu na ade dollar na gina soro se anya asem kuma no ne nya kudro friends em trofo nhiem na se ogkansem na nsem odi tu dwa no ebi ane se tlema na se niane ekoso Ghana fo nyina wo sikasam gine yakoye nyina no enye NDC amyokoi enye Dr. Tuforsen ene je Bank of Ghana governor ene ye na mum no omo ene so mo ye ne NDC amyoku no eje sa samba no afa je se nyina no enye no kwamu nsema ne ekoso no mama yentie bi kakra.
In his attempt to win public sympathy, he used copious pages to lambast former President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo for undertaking the debt restructuring exercise. But is it therefore not hypocritical to condemn the former president for undertaking the debt restructuring exercise and then you turn around to claim credit for the success of the same debt restructuring exercise? Is it not hypocritical? How do you criticize an exercise and accept the product of the same exercise? We know that Ghanaians understand this kind of economics, the NDC economics, which is to keep repeating falsehoods about the economy, thinking that it will stick on the minds of the Ghanaian people. But merely repeating falsehood does not make it truthful. The Ghanaian people know what is happening, and we will continue to remind them about what is happening. We have now seen officials of this government posing for photo opportunities with foreign officials for the announcement of debt relief for Ghana by our bilateral creditors. Yet they cannot even show integrity by acknowledging the people who negotiated and reached these agreements over the last 2 years. This is also dishonest. How can Ghana go so low? We know that government is a continuum, and you can read the entire budget without acknowledging that your predecessor did something, especially when we did it, and you want to claim it. That's not the honesty President Mahama promised the people of Ghana.
Na we ayakane so afoshe sikasam so MPP abanbre so owura Amin Andam na so otu nanim ti onanim ya ankasa ma no anya anje amfa wade
it was your more fans no
o se yemfa mom
MPP na yeye
enti yemfa fans ne mom
but omo yeye no omo ani kurem ho omo ani kurem
sa no chere
omo yeye no omo ani kurem
sa no mo chere so ma ya to dada
na o ye plan eto ho na wan free mesi ama mesi na ama mesia o plan na no abetumi ahye dan na gina ho na ukoba no aba betin
baby say enye sa de say enye
okay
nti unya plan na e wo say unya mesin nso so pesi card betua ne ka enye sika bedi
enye mesin bi akra keke
ene ye fa no
e wo say you plan na wa draw no na wo de ato no
ye wo Ghana ye hu eden bi ayesi anwie na adwire
na say anye mesin no anya correct wo no ba be we cement ne iron rod ne ade ne de ko so what you say but eya o munya sansem ne bi eya o mo kekan Ghana ha ye nyina wo ha what you say sebe yi Dr. Kasiebo Tuforsen so wa ben che no enka wo ye adwuma na ansa na wo ko esi anade na wo de justify say open so went to me anhye economy na na anye yie no obi aba no wo ye na wo se emfa credit ne ma because wo na aye o justification ne say
o se mo spend
ye spend it ye
nti na cedi no ne dollar no
na say ye spend it ye
say o sanka mo ye kenke party
da ye ni ye 11 ye ntwa cake ye say no
na ye fe bi ma sister keepers
no muni
na je say ni nyina
we
na mo spend na scan da mo ndi a mo say mo ye
aduma e usia no sia remo Kasiebo ne so ede esomo ede free power 97.9 radio XYZ 93.1 TV XYZ yingina we so entwe hu simamre ba nse bibia keche de beto aso
na ede
Then I obey ya. What that for my son here from morning.
Oh, Mr. Entry, also ya rea titi be ben fiepi now so ni yamun yonoda. Semicho no hudra mato me hunoshia. Ebe ya nwanwa.
Meaning say what also time for Haxa capsules, any Haxa mixture, Yanum bomb kutia also nubia mano anum. And can what on da also drodi, and one Haxa capsules, any Haxa mixture.
And coming in
also ye kura, a toy funo, any and sunumu, etuma we funo ekikawa, what you want any, also etumi, Emma, we cheko, ebra wedi di every. So how I also there, compare Haxa capsules, any Haxa mixture, nanum bomb, now abato.
Pedro for Okanshi Drug Lane, Kumasi Dani Herbal, Takradi AA Mensa, Anafre 020-3822-855. Appeal for about Tanya Wama on my friend for any more flower in Fedum Yeno and Kahon. Haxa capsules and in a mixture.
Also time for FDA Aji Edwedian Kratui Atom.
Every human body mass should have at least 60% water for optimal performance in any physical or mental exercise. We can help you maintain it naturally. Natural mineral water. Simply natural. For bulk purchase, call 0596-273-546 or 0596-273-547. This advert is FDA approved.
Na na fa me taxi driver na enkane na misisi so misisi ama kame na to na twetweme bi na 3p garlic mixer no aboa me pa odunu aka miracle bi wadru no just ma funu pra so you see chinyan ka se me humi esi so se me humi ani esi so obeka se dia bibi hye me so bi no na ye normal ni ti ni bi fi na ti no ti pa me sa 3 days ni na edona ka se de nyankopon de ayi bi ahodi che ma yi bi nya sam ketwa ana se we de metro aka so na me fa hye me nkwana me de abe pa se 3 years ni na asem ginawa me nemu se sunya se me kwa me de anoko bi amu so much me dru abe 6 years ni tema bi am ye maji se ne meja na ta ya le nku mi preko ene 4 days ana me koto 3 garlic mixture ni tema me kase yanku ko no yam se ene ya me no kase me wa to me a me din wa me mtia se
3p garlic mixture ubenya bi wo memu pharmaceutical shops and herbal shops Fred Piwak e 024-89-288-24 and 020-100-002.
Welcome to Auto Check Vehicle Diagnostic and Licensing Center.
I hear my car can be checked here without going to Accra.
Sure.
Emission, check.
Alignment, check.
Brakes, check.
Visit Auto Checks at Koforodia Aquadrum Road for the roadworthiness of your vehicle, from saloon cars to heavy-duty industrial vehicles. Madam, your car is now ready for the road.
Thank you so much. Auto Checks, check.
Auto Checks, your safety, our priority.
Check. Auto Checks. Ade. Timi sisi. Etwefa me to ase ha. Kotodwe e de come na ase twetwe me fa me ntinim. Je me ja ene me nsem ya mo hyehyeehye na aye titriti na me hu dia me nye.
Cheme ba. Kanena me hawanu no. Kosi se mishia joint fortis ene never life. Udompe. Ene waposu ye wo ya no. Etutu no. Joint fortis ene na ekwa ye mu atwuma. Na de atichima wo obia no esensie no. Wuntini na emu ya wo ya. Etwetwon efiri wusisi edefa wo to ase no wo nan ensem ehyehyɛw ayetitiriti medro any never life. Joint Fortis, any never life. And one in my hotel swamp.
FDA aje dedian kratoi atu.
Ghana, Muntie, near what channel, Afedie, LPA, or Hiania Hochano to Acha, Mega Cash Lucky Box, and a bed do a Wujuma, where your game will be disca, instant cash prize. For phone number short code, *426*5#, and no, a peck and cry. Mega Cash Lucky Box. And your name cross out beto. Dial short code *426*5#. Our all network. Follow prompt no. Choose so Lucky Box. Never see cash no. Nina ya wodia. We bet near the 500,000 Ghana cedis. And 5 billion. Siano sisa sanshi shei. NL Ajiatum. Our Caritas lottery platform so. Mr. Shaka Crow. Missy Menanano. A group I've
As for me, I take very good care of my grandkids. Ye dear grow, na yes, do maybe crana, me bano timide, or maybe gumi so weekend, you know. Hey, remember, I don't think I'm a catcher say, ya no medi garlic capsules. Posun na, a basic so kama. As I stand here, my doctor said my whole system has improved very well. Medi garlic capsules. Yes, Medi garlic capsules.
Medi Moses garlic capsules. Boa mamoja dini paduani mu efusani ye. Na esiesie oba ne barima mahona wondin. Ubenya edui bi ato omanyi mu pharmacy store freye wo 050-349-4885. Edui enye mmofra enye ndi fie dumienu. Apemfo ene emma emanofo. Medi Moses, who ni how FDA ajije din kratui atu.
Adesima mayama makwa bamra ya nwumre no nsia Kasiebo so na Gilbert Bayi ose adesha wono mo bokone ne pota mo twedi ampo Nyankopon fa ne sanka wo mo na wo mre mo sanse ma ne nkoda pa na ebreko ju sam sese ye bo adwuma woda se enwumre sanso na Paul ameno soji wono so se NDC amanyoko Nyankopon hyiamo na mo ene o my Ghana enida so DJ opai di mo ene wo mo ka ho nyina so e de adwenche ne bi e de ba haksa mixture ne capsules we adwama so busua se wo pedro ebetu osa se ebe pam Sadia free hokradia na ne e wosa wonya hasa mesha ne ene ne capsules ne bi na no mesan se e osa town for anka se no nyina wo adwama so ade ba ko e wo me se osa de ya de bone pa etimi ma so te etimi wo no motokra didie enya wo de etimi ma wo ye kutu ya che so ye ho hwe enye yie na so wonya hasa mesha ne bi ene ne capsules na no mo a e be isa ha no nyina e de free organ ha pharmacy chemical ne ba shops ahodo mo kwa wo benya bi ho no wato wo pendudu mo aya no afre 0240238310 0240238310 and 0203822855 for friend penufo won sa ebeka wo mospales garlic mixture ne capsules so e we dwama so ya na wona se tata type ho no sa na uyo ho hwenye yie ananso ojo so ntentem Okasia waye no ebro so do cholesterol level no nyina wosro a Spanish garlic mixture ne capsules na obefa ene wura Ghana ha ba bi etu no ton ubenya bi wo ho na otu aton opendudu mu afrem penifo ombebro bi 0266114111 0266114111 ofre wo mu a woni wo mo ebedi enkita ho yenkoso a na yenkai wo ese ene Little George wono so di nru ahodo abadwama so na Little George atena ye ho no edro bi a wachini papa unya bi ntono e afa ho na kwa abenya bi ne kra de kwa mesha ba adwama so ono ne ekwa mesha no e original kwa mesha enye de obenu mo chena bi de how e de bebro kwa plus mesha so e wo ho sanso na dominion heba powder mesha kill no nyina bi ho no mo a kwa abenya bi e wo na so e ho no to wo be hu wo mo kira kwan e wo tema community 5 between PV or be run about no and the presby asafo no whole man abi ho Little George for wo mo asye ye wo mo ho de e one health shop asa udru ho a bibie bia bia fa no ho no wobenya bia to 0243140213 0243140213 wo frɛ no a na wakwa akwaji bia de wokopa specialist herbal dia na ye kwa akɔboa ma hepatitis no a ɛha wadwene ne yetu ase de afiri ho hepatitis B C ananso A a wo de kom beboa wo liver ho na ba ho amana ye ha prostate no ɛna no so so bibia ho a ukodru ho a wo mo ɛbɛboa no se mema asebe mo ma yo enkonkan amene mani di mani wo dem no ne ma ogirikagiri ne nonom na wa obetenka obechege ne se wo ye too much wo na ukura ɛyɛ safoa no a ɛno ye ne je safoa no de hepatin mission so aba immune system booster no wonya bi ɛno mo a ɛbɛboa wo enkran hade wo pɛ wo no kira kwan akwa benya pokwase kwa benya kwan ne so ACP road no a odru ha so besi o power bus stop ɛhɔ de aye bus stop kama wo ho ya obetumi asie kumase fe yi ase bosomhwe kwa so ubehunu ɛyɛ edu aya junction ɛhɔ na abesie usi na bisa obi abɛkyerɛ takrade anaji estate obe hantamai rural bank ne ya frɛ was 0244 544 442 0244 544 442 friend penifo a womo ebeje so Australia City say no den sa say kama da yi manso na so wo de abedwa ma so ho nkrata se nyina nso ya ye nti we nya kwane bra bia fi o kene bi na wo pe wasase ya kira kwan ya wo hu ukọ sekefo ho de a womo nsa say kama da yi nso e wo hododo wa ayi kuma se bi doyumu afienya dowonya ene shy health ho nyina nsa se e wo ho ya manso bia ena so enti ene wo nkase sanso wo de wo ya yonko a wo de wo nsa eto wo komu a wo mbeboa ma nsa se makoyi 0244684069 ofre eye osteka obenya womo na obi ni Ruta natural product wadanse enkyere we ne netie na Ruta natural product e wadwa maso no se unim obi a malaria hade pa na wafa brofo no ebia ne nkwa wo de kan for Ruta meshama no mane nkoto bi no hwie no wonom na obobo wiabo se mfifire sane sa eno ano malaria no en wadwa na typhoid so tete wo Ruta titanic na abenom ye detoxify ni pedua na mafini ade nyina kwa na ne ye de Ruta life na ye se adwuma no ebeboa papa ni nyina e wo pharmacy chemical na herbal shops ahodo mo open dodo mu a e ya Fred dog 024450 3443 024450 Fred dog awonsa ebe kana 3p garlic mixture edru aye fancy jaso no aye na so aye nsenche ne we garlic edru tatahwe na edru we ne ho nka no hwehwehwehwehwem ne ko ni pedua mu atim sampa eye adwuma ni pedua ni mu ankasanti sabi wo furu gina so kape ya we ho hwe nye ya no bi be mu atwe se ya kama ni onya flat terminal de edi adwuma se de se fata ya no waposo wonsa no na ya na ye otiti bi chese etoda wo dwunso kra nwunso wo susu kra no a wo tete wo bra 3p garlic mixture ni edru a wo benom ene o kai shi drug lane mu de onya dru ho afa area ni mu nyina na bisa sa o pe 3p edru no a ye no a ye nso eye nsenchene no ebe ma obi no ato ya fra Piwak natural health Dr. Prince Nelson Mototi 02489288 824-0248-928-824 and that's 020-1000-021 friend wa wonsa ebe kana so like natural clinic die ye akwa hwaji awo esanse ho de se wo be ma wo ba wo ho asem wa bibie wo ho ene mo chinchini nkrofo si na mo nkwaji nsuo yi makwaji abedware mo nyese mo ye nyina ha ne nkoya wo mumienu nyina mo mra ha na ya na nye nipa ba ko de bi wo mumienu nyina ne free mo muntimi nsese ebre no amodi hie ne yie enti ema muntimi nyinsa ya bra so like ho ma so do be fa sa akwankyere mu na wonso atumi anyaba e de ato ona so wo se Oliver e na e ha adwene so a de bedano a ne nyina obehwa abo mo lab ho ntia do be fa fidie mu na fe ebre no so a ye hunu ha no ne aso ano e de ama kokomlemle obe have senior high school ne afre 0553932631 0553932631 ofra wonsa ebe ka wo mo medimosis die nim se fie aduasa ne akyie ni wo mo de prostate ho yawo anan ho ayaresa e na mo de ebre Ghana for prostate nko ade a e yakọ wo mashe ho na omuntu asie mamre yo mpem afi hypertension diabetes sciatica create wa wo de fafa wo mashe ye na wo mo ebetu ase de ama nanso odi nu ahodo abadwa maso a ne nyina nso so eboa amo apomde ho nsem so atumi akoya dental barrier wo mo ne post station ni hwe ni mo ESL building or ministries wo kwa ha bi ho mo kya kwan e Ghana Highway Authority yard ni mo eje kojo ni school for the deaf and edi hwe ni mo na Kumasi ahine makoko ben 02440684 447 Medimosis wo hɔ a wo mo ebeboa e wo saa kwan no so ye ma no afi no madi abosom nsia e de kura na madwuma ene ye nyina obi a career woman ti adaje ne fie enti ye ma no ye wo mo ngenge afi ne ani so tan ye hu ba bi emfa wo mo fa let's talk say wo mo de ye wo hɔ de ma madam time bomb be kɔ no wa botre se wo be gye akoda na abosom nsia de na watwa ne no fo ana ye kan say why exclusive awie nti na de na bre na ne ye de aduane ka ne ho ne ye de no fusuo no so wuchim ne ye de frafa ne nyina ma no ye be hwɛ ne kama ekosi abosom emfie nsia enti ya for mobile let's talk na ye ma wo mo entity e emfama 0249069821 0249069821 Teshinungwa Estate Mango Street eho na obehu wo botcha kwan ben Lejokuku Municipal Assembly no kwa na woni wo mo akwakodi enkita ho MTN se en kanche o se na SIM card no ne bo onye den so atiase no so nche se woje quick loan na wontua no akoto SIM card foforo isanse ne bo onye den enti o se en kanche o se wo so oni abusua edi nkita ho bra beji MTN everywhere you go MTN ne network Ghana ha be bia obeko biaro network be adwuma otiase be bia everywhere be bia nye Ghana hankutu kwakra no a eye adwuma enti bra na ebeje utenga na CDC card na osutumi access MTN services ahodo nyina ne bi what is enkrofo ka quick loan woni ba bia wo ewe MTN so woni sim ne bi nti wani so town brebi na onso so watumi abe experience MTN for wo mo nhye ya papa na mensa ka promo ni guso de wunya ntwa bia busua twa bi na wutwa ubedi mensa ka de mo amotwa bia mo adi bia no mudi ho dance na de ya de se jackpot ne de se dru ho na se etom se ekrodon a sika ne bum ne de agu account ni krodon na se wo na wo yi akodi na ya hyehye 15000 Ghana cedis bi ho a ye de twen wo se ye de be ma wo na waji akodi we ye frani sika befie sika nso nya belande de na enim se Kromwa ye dentifafon sesi anebo *274# *274# na wa select Power FM TVXYZ tananso nuanu me ka ho a ye nyina wo fidiem ha sei na ne wo dem we ye 10 Ghana pe wa hu twane ntafo na ye 10 Ghana no so hu 55 mienu di bomu a na o ma ye 10 Ghana twane se egum bebre na wa obedi bre no so na se ye himade no a bo se koto number ne so a na se wedi sikapudo pa na aboa wo ene enwumre koyi ena ye chi ama ye de Kasiebo ye de ababesomo na ye begina we so ho ansi ana bibi ho yenyina so ne fancy wo ho okay
enti yankopon ya adoma stories no se bebre aka nti ochina ye de beba Valley View for program ye Mama Beatrice Adabo nyina no ho nsem edos bebre na ye de reference Mr. Branton. Was your fire faster than coma production team now be a boy Juma pa and your sumo and you may have said anything come for Febia Fred Green and after Tinuaka when you shooting in a Munamo boy Juma MC Munina and must say Imanete in a pound for Munina Damasi Dieta Raf and after and 1 man standing Elvis when the cameras nature here check come the my Francis and then a bat Samuel Sui video editors almost so boy was Aquana so Lizzie Tego. And we ye style wa twetwe am ya ye fresh pa ye do no so ase pa e bre na so medi ne amapoma checheku enwumeme ne akuya krantuma na monjia nkoma Inspector Franka wo wo eye dobro kwan so Inspector Franka wo see from Frank